podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
It's time for TWiT News Special number 376, Microsoft Surface event. Hello, everybody. Leo Laporte here on the first day of fall, the vernal equinox, right? Vernal equinox. Autumnal? Vernal spring. It's September because it's not...
I prefer the venial equinox.
The venial equinox is here. That's Paul Thurrott of Windows Weekly fame, Thurrott.com. And we are gathered together to see the new Surface, which is the official plural of Microsoft Surfaces. What do you expect today, Paul?
New Surface devices.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
It's the reason I'm the best color man in the industry, Leo.
I'm interested in the Duo. You know, I have this little extra slot in the bingo card for a Surface Studio monitor only.
Yes, long awaited.
Long awaited, we'll see. I was watching Billions last night, and there's a lot of Surfaces on that Showtime show, including a Surface Studio. And I'm saying, wait a minute, that's a Surface Studio. I haven't seen any Surface books, but a lot of Surface laptops and mostly Surface notebooks, the 2-in-1s. We expect a Surface 8, Surface Pro 8, which will have, I'm sure you'll be happy to say, Paul, Thunderbolt ports. We shall see. Also a new screen with 120 hertz refresh.
Yep.
Will it be Panos Panay kicking things off or Satya Nadella? I think it's Panos.
Oh, right.
Panos newly elevated to the SLT. The leadership.
Panos doesn't need any Satya.
Senior leadership team at Microsoft. So Panos could do it himself. Here comes the... Since they're right on time, I'm thinking maybe this is pre-recorded. But have past events like this been live?
Not the virtual events.
Yeah, they might as well record those, right?
Yeah, why not just get it right?
Yeah,
hello,
there
everyone.
He is.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just a couple of months ago, we were here on this stage together with you, sharing the new vision for Windows 11. And the response has been incredible. Thank you. I mean, I have to say, the Windows insiders, devs, everyone, the fans hosting Windows 11, it has been incredible. It's inspiring to all of us. Are you kidding me? I mean, it really is something that drives us.
Yeah, we should have known
Windows
it'd be a
is
big
a
Windows
driving
11
force for
event.
innovation. It's an enduring platform for each one of us to create.
And there's the famous
and it's home
Windows
for
11
billions to do their jobs,
toilet paper
live their
roll
dreams,
behind him.
connect with the people they love.
Yep, you mean to get one sheet and the whole thing comes out of the box?
Yeah.
Like home.
Interesting, though.
It's
It's
an
in
area of
vertical.
calm,
It's in portrait mode.
Security, openness, and it's designed to be centered around you. And when you use it, you will feel that. You really will. But to bring it to life, to use it, you have to put it in your hands. And really, that's all about the hardware.
Come here.
It's about the hardware.
We're over here. Come back.
Completing that magical
The camera
experience.
guy's going, what the hell
I was
are you doing?
listening to you. Come back here.
And hopefully you've seen some amazing Windows 11 devices from Asus, HP, Lenovo.
Will
and
these
more
ship
coming
with Windows
soon from
11?
partners like Acer,
Windows 11 ready?
and Dell,
or Windows
and
11?
Samsung.
Which computers?
Each
The ones he's talking
are critical.
Oh.
Each one of them
most of them,
critical
yes.
to bringing Windows 11 to life. And there is some
October
amazing
5th, right?
innovation in these products. It's just awesome. Now today, we're going to show you innovation
What are the
across
what's the
the
over-under
Surface
on
product
him
line.
saying pumped?
Now from the beginning,
100%.
Surface has always been a stage for software and hardware to come together. For the last 10 years, it's been a force for revolution in this industry, creating products that push the boundaries of what's possible.
Kind of referring to its
With
role
Surface
as a
and Windows,
reference
businesses have
device
changed the way they work.
for the OEMs.
People have moved the world forward with their ideas, with their
Do they
inventions.
pull an Apple and start with the small stuff, or do they
Poetry
just go
has
right
been
to
written.
Surface Pro 8?
Games created,
Maybe they'll talk about the
Students
Microsoft stores. Oh, never
have
mind.
learned, teachers have taught. People have
down
connected
and
across
see one in
countries, time zone, from their homes, from their offices. For us, for me, I mean, isn't that
do
what
you
it's
start
all
with
about?
the Duo? Do you start with the 8? I think you start with the Surface Pro 8.
And it comes
Yeah, I do
The
too.
flagship
from how
device.
you feel when you use
Nice
our
kicks.
devices.
I think
When
Christina
the
Warren bought
technology
him those shoes.
disappears into the background helping you get into your flow, helping you get to that moment where your inspiration
That looks
strikes,
like a Surface Studio, or do you think it's
where
just
you can just create.
flattened
In the back there? Yeah.
And there
yeah,
shouldn't
that's
be,
a
and
Surface
there's
Studio.
nothing between
Interesting,
you and
they
your
should show that.
ideas.
Right.
When we can see that, when your idea flows from your mind, through your heart, out your hands, when your creation comes out on that
I hope
canvas.
this camera's running on AI.
We
'cause
talk about products
I know,
being
it's
a
crazy.
reflection of the people
It's
who
a
make
lot of
them.
It's like the first handheld
And
cam.
use them.
You know?
It's a lot of movement.
And in turn, what inspires me is seeing how you change the world with what you create.
He likes to move
It's
around.
why
I think
every
he's hard to
single
capture.
Yeah.
surface
Yeah, I'm the same
is
way. I
built
don't want to stand
to
still.
uniquely adapt to each one of us. It's why every single detail matters.
That's a big ass watch he's
From
wearing.
the tiniest hinge to
I
every
don't think,
pixel you will see on the display.
An Apple Watch, clearly
to
not.
every piece of the experience.
Android
Probably not a
Wear.
smartwatch of any
flows.
kind. It's
Yeah, it looks like a
Across Windows
very
11.
a
expensive.
diver's
all of
watch
it.
or something.
Yeah.
Every part of it
See
is
James
designed
Bond,
to bring your
007
creations, your
Omega.
learnings, your music,
Right.
your visions to life through an elegant dance of the hardware
It's a
and
dance.
software coming together.
Damn.
And today, we're going to challenge convention yet again. Introducing you to 8 new devices and accessories that are all built hand in hand with Windows 11, lighting up amazing experiences across Microsoft 365, Edge, Teams,
Also
Game Pass,
available
all
with
your
Windows
favorite
10
apps.
if you're a corporate customer.
I can't tell you how pumped I am for you to see these devices, for you to get your hands on them. I mean, seriously, they really will light the room up. We have a new Surface Go for families, frontline workers, and for
Is he
amazing
wearing two
entertainment.
watches?
We have a transformed
He's
Surface
wearing one on
Pro
both hands.
lineup.
Or
It
maybe
brings
that's
you
just an
incredible
elaborate
power and
bracelet.
modern design, and the details throughout this product are surreal, resulting in a product that feels magical. It's got to be one of my favorite Surface ever made. We'll also show you what's next for our dual screen devices and apps with Surface Duo 2.
So is this what the kids
Critical
do now? Is he's
for a
got a
changing
denim
world
jacket
as we
with a shirt that
continue
goes
to see
below the
people
jacket,
every
polka
single
dot.
day
I like the shirt.
needing to be more productive on
Black
their mobile
jeans,
devices.
it looks like.
And sometimes
I don't understand wearing a jacket inside.
it's the smallest detail.
Well, it's
You know,
a
like
jacket,
a
and
different-
then the shirt.
Smallest details that can have the
normally-
biggest impact. And you're going to see
It's like an outdoor
with
jacket,
our
though. It's
brand
like
new
a
Surface Adaptive Kit and
Brand
our
new
Ocean plastic
Surface
mouse.
Adaptive.
In fact,
Yeah, so he has
every
quickly
product
named
you'll see
everything they're
today
going to announce,
was
which is an
designed by
odd
a
way to
team
present.
thinking and focusing on both accessibility
There's the
and
Duo.
sustainability to help all of us collectively rise to the challenge of building an
Looks a lot
inclusive
like the renders.
and accessible future for all
With
of
that
us,
big old camera bump.
for everyone.
Yep.
We crafted each product to adjust to the way you work, learn, and play.
Probably
Because
not any
Surface
big
itself
surprises
is
during this
original by
event.
design. It is built for you.
No.
It's built for everyone. And actually,
I think we can
it's built
expect a
for
lot of
anyone
very good news.
who has the future in mind. Now, to begin this journey today, I want to introduce you to Peter Kyriakou. He's here to tell you about the innovations in our 2-in-1 line. And if you stick around until the end, I'll have one more pretty cool product probably to share with you.
Little teaser there.
I'm here in our design studio on campus. In this room, we built the first generation of Surface Pro, designed for Windows with touch. And today, 9 years later, we're pushing the boundaries again. I'd like to introduce the ultimate 2-in-1, Surface Pro 8.
Surface Pro 8, as expected. The most powerful. 16 hours battery life would be nice. Is it your sense people really like these convertibles with? I feel like the keyboard is just can't be as solid as a real keyboard.
Honestly, the keyboard isn't bad. The way I would put it is, among Surface PCs, this is by far the best seller.
Yeah.
Now, that's in context, right? It's not a bestseller within the PC industry, but it is the one breakthrough device type that Microsoft has had.
This is Surface Pro 8, purpose-built for Windows 11. This device combines the power of a laptop with the flexibility of a tablet and every angle in between. We're bringing the best of our Surface Pro heritage to life in a new design, built on the Intel Evo platform With
Anyway, first new
quad-core 11th
design
gen
in
Intel processing
7
and an
years.
innovative thermal design, it keeps the device thin, light, and productive, delivering over 43% more compute power and 75% faster graphics than Surface Pro 7.
Oh, Apple, I love your
And we're bringing up to
presentations.
32 gigs of RAM.
It really does
high-speed
make you
Thunderbolt
appreciate
4
that.
connectivity.
There's your Thunderbolt
All
4.
this
That's nice.
With 16 hours of battery life. This makes Surface Pro 8 the most powerful 2-in-1 in the market. This
It's actually a
innovation
really
matters.
good-looking screen.
It keeps you
Beautiful,
productive.
yeah.
It keeps you connected. With the
And it's
iconic
finally a
full-range
reasonable
kickstand
size.
and
I
detachable
think it was
keyboard,
a little too small
studio
before.
microphones, and a front-facing
Display, good
camera,
display.
not on the side, but centered right where it should be. It lets you pick just the right angle to look and sound your best when you're on a
That
Teams
was a
call
little
or a Zoom
iPad
call.
Pro dig, I think.
Dolby Atmos creates an immersive sound that's nothing like you've heard from
That's
a 2-in-1 before.
Is that the
Now,
competition, or
I
is
want
it
to talk to you about this beautiful
PCs?
high-resolution 13-inch
It's PCs and an iPad
display.
Pro, right?
With
But as far
super
as this
thin
kind of form
bezels and over
factor,
5.5
most of the
million pixels,
PCs are just
Dolby Vision,
the same as this.
120 hertz
Yeah.
refresh rate, and for the
Dolby
first
Vision is
time, we're bringing
nice,
adaptive
HDR.
color technology, which naturally adjusts to the color
and
temperature
what
and
Apple
lighting
calls
of your
True Tone,
environment.
which is
And it really
ambient.
shines with cloud gaming on
sensing
Xbox
lighting.
Game Pass Ultimate. Just grab your controller or use the touch controls and play Psychonauts 2 and over 100 console games from anywhere. Now, it's not just about viewing and gaming, but the screen is also about great pen and touch. We're
By the way,
excited to announce
The weird
Surface Slim Pen 2.
change here is this device
Magnetic
is
storage
aluminum.
and charging.
Oh.
Your pen is always with you.
It's always
and
been
ready.
magnesium in the
Yeah,
Instant
yeah,
thought
that
or a moment of
process,
inspiration.
that deposition
When you pick up your
process
pen,
that they.
Windows 11 brings up a customizable
I like it that the pen is
menu
built into the
that gets
keyboard
you
now.
thinking
Yeah,
into your
That's
flow.
the Surface
something
Ghost
they-
style, right?
Another big
And and Surface
X.
Pro X as well. Yeah, with that Carpenter style pencil.
When your pen
Pen.
hits the canvas, the G6 processor and Windows 11 come to life.
I think it's a really
And
much
for the
better
first
way to
time with
do
digital
it.
ink, there's tiny mechanical vibrations that mimic the feel of pen on paper.
Little
sending
haptic
tactile
feedback,
signals through the
as
touch
Apple
surface
would
in your
call it.
fingertips.
There's also a new chipset in this device that will interact specifically with this pen.
Zero pressure force.
And they had done
ultra-low
something
latency.
like this in the past, I think
Surface
Surface
Pen
Pro
2 and
4, but this
bring
is
you
a new
exceptional
generation of that
accuracy,
technology.
smoother flow, and greater control. Okay, you can tell I really love this pen in Surface Pro 8. I think the experiences are incredible. Now, I want to introduce you to an expert creator. Alexandria, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Pete. As an illustrator, I'm honestly loving the new Pro and Pen. I spend a lot of time outdoors painting
Now
with
it's turned into a
traditional
Samsung event.
mostly watercolor, pastel.
We found a lady on the street who used the Surface.
I wanted a portable digital device.
It's always been the promise, though, of this pen.
On the go, but then
Even with the Surface Studio, when we first got it, we invited Svedin, Patrick Delahanty's wife, it was a children's book author and illustrator, to try it, and she really liked drawing with it. And I imagine over the years, it's gotten more responsive. It really is beautiful.
And more natural feeling.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's a big deal here.
I think the haptic feedback is great, yeah. It's a great idea, anyway.
It feels really precise and responsive. It's
Yeah, it
also
does
honestly
does look
the
really
most comfortable digital pen that I've
low
used.
latency.
The tactile signals are such a nice addition.
Actually,
I
the
didn't
way
even
you can tell it's low
realize that when I
latency
use
is
the
that
paintbrush on
even low
paper, I
latency
actually get
pens
some
often
feedback
look like
from
they
the
have
brush
lag
itself.
when you record
Right.
them.
And that's how this feels.
And this seems
Natural,
fine.
That's right.
subtle,
Recording is a little
and
harder to
helping
do
with
for
the
some
painting
reason.
like I
Yeah.
would with the brush on paper.
This looks instant.
When I'm not outdoors, I'm in studio creating high-resolution images for children's books and games that sometimes have a ton of layers. So I need powerful imaging software like Adobe Photoshop or Blender. This is the first portable device that I've used that can handle my professional workflow. It still runs like a dream when I'm stress testing images at 300 dpi with hundreds of layers. The keyboard allows me to use all of the keybinds that I've grown to rely on as a professional artist. So I can take this from a casual tablet to a portable workstation in seconds.
I guess that's the
The Surface Pro 8 and the Surface Slim Pen 2
value
save me
proposition
time
of
and
a
help me stay
convertible
in my
like
creative
this.
flow. And I'm excited
right.
to keep building them into my process.
one computer that
Yeah,
does
with
it- does
Apple,
it
you'd
all.
have to buy two devices.
Right.
Yeah.
Partnership between Microsoft and Adobe brings productivity and creativity together, creating these truly inspiring scenarios. We continue to push experiences on pen to help people be more creative and also bring new ways of communicating, being more thoughtful, more engaged. The benefits of writing with pen are incredible, from boosting memory to improving mental and physical health. Surface Pro 8 is packed
I mean,
full
it's
of great
no
features,
dual screen
from the
device, but it's
display
still good for your
to
brain.
The keyboard, the performance, and the power of the pen. This is the most powerful Pro we've ever built. And for those of you who love Pro X, developers have been optimizing the app specifically for ARM. 64-bit emulation is built in, so the apps you need are ready for you. Now, The next product I want to talk to you about is our most portable 2-in-1. I want to introduce you to Surface Go 3. This is our fastest, most capable Go yet. Go 3 brings all the features that matter in a 2-in-1. And now, with 10th gen Intel processing, Surface Go is 60% faster than before. And the best part,
10th gen,
Windows 11 makes the experience
Not
great
11.
for everyone,
Interesting.
from frontline workers to
They
families.
said it's the Evo platform.
To tell you more, here's David.
Which I guess is just a marketing term.
For the past 8 years,
I don't know if it could be,
I've
but-
lived
No, they
in
said it
here,
is. Yeah.
They
from
did,
my
yeah.
home in
Interesting.
Minnesota. And from here, my family and I
Which is
have
really-
fun,
Base unit
play
is still
games,
Pentium.
watch shows,
Yeah, normally
plan our
Evo is
adventures
11th gen.
Today,
11th, yeah.
I want to talk to you
That's
about
puzzling.
how Surface Go and Windows 11 light up together, and some of the ways my family's been using it. Windows 11 makes it easy for my 9-year-old to do what he wants
Actually,
to do.
that's a pretty compelling
My family
combination.
has their own account
Because
with
11
their
is really
apps,
kind of more
settings, and data.
friendly on the,
And with
on the
Windows
surface.
Hello, he can sign in instantly and securely. Launching apps is
we
effortless.
still-
with
you
touch,
still want
and
the
it's
highest
easy for
end
him to put
config on
them where
this
he
one,
wants
even
them
for a
with the
kid.
Snap feature. And Windows 11 adapts to how he wants to use it. He can get everything set up just the way he likes it and switch back and forth with ease. And with cloud
Evo
gaming,
includes Thunderbolt
he can also
4, so
play
that's why
favorite
you
Xbox
get.
Game Pass
That's the
games.
benefit of this. You get Thunderbolt 4.
My 7-year-old loves catching up with her cousins that live in Ireland. With Microsoft Teams chat built into Windows 11, in one touch, she can connect with them on a video call.
How are you?
When she's doing school projects, Surface Go helps her do her best work. She loves nature and she's learning how plants make
Nailed it.
oxygen for the planet. Surface Pen lets her creativity shine. Sometimes, though, it can get busy at home and it can be hard to be a good parent, especially when my wife and I are both in meetings and the kids are around during the day.
For that,
With Windows
there's
11
Phineas and
family
Ferb.
safety limits, the kids have the freedom to explore
They
online.
kind of blew
while I
past
have
Pro
peace
X
of
there.
mind.
I assume they're going to say a little bit more about
I
that.
can swipe in
They're showing
and see
more
if
than
it's
just
time
the
for
Surface
kids
Pro
to
8.
Switch it up and have them play
Yeah.
outside. And Microsoft Edge has this great new feature we've been using called Kids Mode. The kids can browse a bunch of awesome sites in a kid-friendly environment with built-in guardrails. When it's time to relax, we grab Surface Go to stream our favorite movies together, like Luca in the Disney Plus app. The 10.5-inch display on Surface Go is tuned for diagonal viewing, which is key when we're watching together.
So the basics
And
of
with
this
Dolby
device
Audio,
have not changed
sounds
at all.
great
The
too.
form factor is identical, the screen, the
I do what I
internal
can
components,
to keep
other
my
than the
kids safe,
processor
happy, and
upgrades.
healthy. And part of that
And
means
Windows
thinking
11.
about their future on the planet.
Windows
And
11.
Microsoft's commitments to sustainability make me proud to be part of the team that's investing in a better future for them. Our vision isn't achieved through the launch of a single feature or product, but every step matters, which is why, on behalf of the team, I'm delighted to announce the Microsoft Ocean Plastic Mouse. The shell of the mouse
Yeah.
is made
So-
up of 20% recycled ocean plastic.
This
that's
one is
cool.
problematic. This is
Why?
problematic. Because every PC maker on Earth is focusing on ocean-bound plastics and recycling, and every new product has more and more of it. And this will be the only time they mention recycling at all in this entire presentation. So it kind of stands out. And by making one product have that name, it's like, oh, look,
We love about the
Right.
2-in-1 family.
Right.
we have,
Got
it's
better.
it's a little strange.
In addition to our desire to build great products, we're also focused on how we build them, with sustainable practices and materials
never
like
mind.
those you saw in the Ocean Plastic Mouse. And we're focused on who we build them for, making sure our products are inclusive by design. To talk to you more about this, I'd like to
Well, we're
introduce
gonna
you to our
talk about it. That's
fantastic
good.
research team leader.
Do you think that the
Chris.
move to aluminum had anything to do with recycling?
Oh, that's interesting. I'm sure
that's what I was
magnesium
wondering
is a
earlier.
more expensive
Empower
product,
every
and
person
aluminum
Yeah,
can be
that's what I was
recycled.
thinking.
Yeah.
planet to
Right.
achieve more. And it's this mission that drives our dedication to inclusive design.
Over here.
As we
We're over
build
here.
products, there is a
Over here.
belief
Thank you.
that drives us. When we don't intentionally include, we unintentionally exclude.
The new
By
Microsoft
working to try
campus
to
is just a bunch
understand
of
the
tiny
specific
homes in
lived
the woods.
experiences of people with disabilities, we make better products.
Actually, magnesium
Products
is highly
that are
recyclable. I
accessible
just
by
looked it up.
design.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Products like the
It
Xbox
seems like it's
Adaptive
less
Controller,
common.
which empowers gamers
Yeah.
with limited mobility to play and connect with other gamers across the globe. But every day we are striving to learn more as we work closely and partner with people with disabilities. And today, we are excited to take the next step on that journey. Now, I want to welcome my friend and colleague, Dave Dame, to tell you more about how accessible technology has empowered him in his life.
So it's kind of commingled recycling and accessibility there.
Right.
And I use a power
It's all the good
wheelchairs.
stuff we do.
When I was born in 1971, my parents were told Dave may not live past the age of 12. Dave may never be able to speak
Microsoft's
clearly,
always
if
been
at all.
super good on
And
accessibility.
even if he does, don't expect much because there's not much that someone with Dave's condition can do to have a full life. They actually advised my parents to put me in an institution. Luckily, my parents chose a different path. When I was younger, I was constantly asking myself, what do I want to be when I grew up? This year when I turned 50, I started thinking, how do I want to leave the world when I'm no longer here? I decided to pivot my career and join Microsoft on their journey to enable people like me to leverage technology to have their best lives, hopefully with a lot less struggle than I had to endure. I want to reflect the people that struggle with the things that non-disabled people have the privilege to take for granted, like opening a device, setting up their screens to create and be productive while not compromising the aesthetics in their devices, accessories, or software. It's not simply about creating accessible technology.
Magnesium is
it's about
lighter
what the
than
person
aluminum
can
by
achieve and
33%.
experience
So it's an interesting
because of that
choice.
technology.
I mean, aluminum is usually anodized, which leads to scratching.
How are you?
Right.
Great to see
I'm
you.
so excited to see you. All right, so we're here to talk
This
about
is
the
Microsoft's
Surface Adaptive Kit.
VP of
quite a journey
accessibility,
for
and
the
she's
team.
fantastic.
And not just the internal teams,
because she
but
serves
our partners,
across
occupational therapists,
all the
who we've
divisions of
worked with
Microsoft.
really
She
try to
really
empower
have,
their
they've done a
patients
great
and
job,
them
I think,
to find more effective technology
for
solutions.
adaptive
Right, because
technology.
one of the goals of occupational therapists is really to help their patients rediscover their independence in using technology or assistive technology.
And we have seen some creative solutions, everything from
met her when she was
applying glue
just
dots to the key
beginning
set so someone who's blind
take
can
her
easily
job, which
locate
I think was
keys.
about 10 years ago.
To a kickstand,
very
having a hole
impressed.
drilled
Jenny
in it so
Leigh
someone can apply a
Fleury,
lanyard just
that-
to open it up.
And believe it or not, I
Microsoft
actually
was
used to use
choosing
a
to
fork to leverage to
create this.
open up
I
my
think that's who this
laptop
is.
screen.
I may be wrong.
And this is where we saw a real opportunity to help.
Well, let's quit talking about it. Let's show it.
Let's do it.
What I love about this is even the packaging is inclusive. What I mean is, I get to experience
Actually, it's not Jenny Leigh Fleury.
unboxing a new
Fleury actually
product.
was, but I'm not sure who it is.
So I'm able to open it up. I can use the lid that instantly pulls all
It's
the
really
cards
great that
out
they pay attention to
right
stuff
away.
like this.
Yeah.
This is
That's
in
great.
direct contrast to Apple stuff, which I can't
Here you
even
go,
open.
Chris.
Thank you, Dave. Okay.
Although
you
I
can
think
apply these
the new
stickers to your
iPhone
keyboard.
has something
It's
similar
raised
to
It
this.
doesn't
where
have
you just
cellophane
tear it.
anymore,
Also,
but it's
it's
still those
like
boxes are
And the different shapes
definitely hard
makes
to
them very
open.
Yeah,
distinguishable.
it's like a
from one
3D
another.
Tetris puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taking you down to the
Look at
keycap
that.
labels.
this is really.
So the keycap labels
Cool.
are
They
really
do this.
designed for someone who is blind. They fit perfectly on the Surface keyboards. The port labels are used for taking a label and applying it to a cable,
Yeah.
and then
Honestly, I could
applying
use that right there.
the corresponding port.
That's,
tab
Well, that's the thing. I
onto
think
the
we all
device.
benefit.
generally
from
useful.
And it just
Improved
fits seamlessly
accessibility
into the
is good for
device.
everybody.
And
That's right.
then
That's right.
this tab
Yeah, we
is a
use
lanyard tab.
captioning on
We've
TV
attached
because
it
our
to the
son's deaf, but we
kickstand
just
so that
use
You
it
get
all
used
the
to
time.
it.
Like,
I
easily
turn it on
pulled
all the
out,
time
we
now.
prefer it.
the
Yeah,
lanyard,
Yeah.
look at that.
and you're
That's
ready to
really
go.
cool.
That's much
Yep.
more elegant than using a fork.
Exactly.
It really allows people to easily, quickly modify
This has
their
been a high
device.
priority for Microsoft.
So
They
they're
announced a big
spending
initiative
more time
in the spring.
using the device and less time trying
five-year
to set it up.
kind of plan
What I
to
like about this is
focus on
it allows me to
what they call the disability
have a product I
divide.
can use and be proud of.
And that was the intention when we saw this as a real opportunity to provide solutions that didn't feel like people were being othered.
Exactly, because we're all going to be disabled someday. Just some of us beat you to it. So when you're designing products for
That's
someone like me
encouraging.
today,
That's great.
we're
It's true,
actually
though.
building
Yeah.
for our future selves. We're all going to lose our ability at some point. None of us can predict when that will happen, but when it does, I'm really glad that we're going to have products and accessories that people can use whenever and whatever they might need.
Now, inclusive design is critical to our mission. It's critical to our belief. Our products are to reflect the people that make them and the people who use them. Creating accessible products with and for people with disabilities, it starts with creating for one and extending to many. Now we're going to continue to push ourselves to reflect the more than 1 billion people with disabilities in the world with every single product we make. Now we've already seen a lot today, and we have a couple more awesome products to show you. This next one of my favorites, it's a mobile device at the pinnacle of productivity designed to be the perfect companion to your Windows 11 PC, and I can't wait for you to see it. Shilpa's here to introduce it to you. Enjoy.
When we launched the first Surface Duo last year, it was an introduction to an entirely new category for mobile productivity. Today, we are incredibly excited to introduce you to the next generation of Surface Duo for your life, your work, and your Surface.
Oh, here we go. See if they can get this phone up to a point where it's more compelling. It really was a software issue last time. I still like the hardware. Adding a camera, according to the FCC filings, an RF finally. I'm sorry, NFC finally, and wireless charging. All will make this kind of a little bit more on par. There's an 888, so that's good. That's the top of the line Qualcomm right now.
Yep. So bigger displays, I guess. That little cool thing.
It always did have kind of nice sound. It's a little weird holding it like that, but
it's tough with a wide device.
F1, I went too fast. I couldn't really read the specs on that, but at least it's a camera. Compare that to
so
how
it's
much
ultra
time.
wide, telephoto, and wide.
That's really
2x
great.
Optical.
It's
got that
great.
bump everyone expects on a flagship.
You gotta
frankly,
do that
I think
now.
that's
Yeah.
You almost have to do it just to compete. I mean, that's like the thing they showed off for Longhorn that never shipped, that external display for laptops that would show you notifications and the clock.
That's the best thing, is the reading. That's interesting. Look at that use of the second screen as a controller with Game Pass. Boy, this is starting to look good. And it has 5G now, which is another big must-have.
Also, that's a black color there. There's two colors.
This is Surface Duo 2, mobile productivity.
Oh, I like the black. Yeah, it was.
With virtually unlimited postures. Having access to two things side by side helps me do so much more.
Well, they were very generous in the return terms last year, as they should be.
My concern here is the software. They didn't do a good job of updating Android, let alone their own software, and I guess we'll see.
Obsess over every aspect
I was hoping that over the year,
since
it's released, they would have improved the software, and they really didn't.
That's exactly what we've done with Surface Duo 2.
Maybe this time.
Our team of engineers have partnered closely with Qualcomm to build an incredibly fast
also very expensive. Last year was $1,500. Let's see if
all of this,
I bet it will still
has
be.
been meticulously crafted to become the world's thinnest 5G device. We've enclosed all of this technology in beautifully nano-coated 3D glass, and it's available in both Glacier and Obsidian tones. And when you unfold it, you'll find two beautiful Pixel Sense Fusion displays.
I have to say, it's always been tempting.
Larger 8.3-inch display with high refresh rate of 90 Hz.
Mary Jo Foley said, "Wait till version 3."
Displays. It's generating nearly 500 million pixels per second. This makes browsing, scrolling, and writing.
It wasn't slow, although this should make it slower, faster.
I'd like to see much smaller bezels.
Connected by the most precise
that may be intentional,
and reliable hinge
so you
mechanism
can hold it.
we've ever engineered at Surface. With the toughest glass from Corning protecting the displays, you can write and draw on your Surface Duo with confidence.
Yeah, it does
to
have
make sure that your Surface
Gorilla
Pen
Glass
is always
Victus.
with you and charged.
I think
we're
that's
introducing Microsoft Surface Duo 2 Pen Cover to help you stay in your moment and not worry about missing anything important.
That actually
We've
is a big
designed
improvement.
Surface Duo Glance Bar. You can glance to simply check time without opening your Duo.
That was another complaint people had, which was when it was closed, you couldn't really tell what was going on. That's a big improvement and much needed.
And subtle light glows show you incoming calls, incoming messages,
really 3 screens.
and even show you how much battery you have left. We've engineered
as Apple would
truly
describe it.
exceptional cameras with dual optical image stabilization. Our intelligent software
OIS is really important.
and multi-frame processing
Only on one
will
of the
remove
lenses,
noise
unfortunately.
and bring out natural
Yeah, that's how
textures
Apple
and
was
colors.
this year
The
and
wide-angle
last
camera
year.
utilizes every
They're
pixel in
extending
the
that
sensor
pixel shift
for faster,
to
more
all the
accurate
lenses now.
autofocus. To make the autofocus performance,
But you're always going to be
more
playing catch up to
consistent
Apple and cameras. I
faster
hate
in
to say it,
challenging
everybody
low-light
does.
conditions. We've also added
Yeah,
a
and
timer
Microsoft
effect.
especially. I mean, unfortunately, right? But this is just by having multiple lenses, this is going to be a big jump over. First gen.
Pictures.
And honestly, I think
You'll love how easy it is
these images look great. I don't think you need
low-angle shots with the unique hinge
everything
on Duo.
Apple's doing.
The telephoto camera has a focal length that professional photographers use to capture beautiful portraits.
Whatever that
and
focal
our
length is.
custom-built camera app.
Whatever focal length it is, that's the one they use.
You're a professional. Which do you prefer?
The shot that you just took.
13 millimeter, 51 millimeter, and 27 millimeters. So this is very much like this year's iPhone in its 3 choices. The iPhone 12. When I say this year, I meant really last year.
Make some adjustments. Press and hold to see if you like the changes, and apply filters. And you can write a personal note and send it to your teammates by dragging it right into your team's chat. The pictures and videos that you can
Don't succumb to the dark side, Leo.
I'm falling.
Truly stunning, as are the range of dual screen experiences that only come to life on Surface Duo 2.
It's a massive upgrade from last year, right?
The experience on the Surface Duo 2 is smooth, fast, and responsive. I can quickly swipe to access my Microsoft feed, where I can see my most recently used documents,
but
my
look,
tabs,
all phones now
my meetings,
have
and
that
my
bump.
news,
I mean, it's just the way it
all
is.
in one view. I can also join my
is a
Teams
bump and a
meeting
hinge.
with a single tap.
A bump and a hinge.
Now, I like to
You put it on the
my
flat
Teams
side,
app,
though. That's the
which
beauty of
allows
it.
me
You
to
have
see
two sides. You
video
have a
of the
flat
attendees
side.
and the content being presented. I can use my pen to contribute to our shared whiteboard session as well.
So
I
does it
spend a lot of
come
my
with a
time
pen?
in email, and now I can set Duo to auto-span Outlook.
Sure.
So I can take advantage of both these screens on my phone to triage my email faster. For all our gamers out there, Game Pass delivers an amazing experience on Surface Duo 2. We've got more than 50 games with touch controls and more coming all the time. And thanks to 5G and
They
high
really have
refresh
done a
rate
great
fusion
job
displays,
of improving
you can
touch control
effortlessly
support for
stream
these games.
Xbox games
We got to remember, these are
from the
Xbox
cloud
console
for your
games
own
being
Xbox
delivered over the cloud to a
console,
mobile device.
right here on your
And now
Surface
they're
Duo 2.
putting touch
Partnership
controls
with
over the
Gameloft,
top
we are
as an
today
overlay.
announcing three
Or in this
standalone
device on a
games,
separate
which are
screen.
completely optimized
It's a neat
for
thing.
Surface Duo. Asphalt Legends 9, Modern Combat 5, and Dungeon
Well,
Hunter.
and it's really nice. That second screen makes
Surface Duo
a
2
great
enables me to
adjunct.
access all my phone
Yeah.
content
As long as the
right
games
on
are
my
designed
Windows
to.
PC.
Honestly, this might be the best excuse to get a dual screen phone that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
I can use all my Android apps from my phone directly on my PC. I can
This is the your phone
multitask. I can
technology.
open
Yeah.
different phone apps, each in
Just
their own window.
has been
and
up
I
to
can
now
also
of
pin my
mixed
favorite
value.
apps to my taskbar for easy access. And it's easier than ever to move content between my devices. I can copy paste content from my phone into my apps
This
on
is something
Windows
Apple
11.
has had
It's
for
a
a while
seamless
and really
way
is
for me to
great.
stay productive between both my devices. Surface Duo 2 is for the creator in each of us. And we can't wait to see how you make it your own. Thank you.
It's tough they couldn't have
Duo
held the
2 is
line a little bit better.
Awesome.
On
It is
price.
awesome. But there's still one
brought it
last
down, I
product
should
I
say.
want to show you, and it's the most powerful Surface we've ever made. We made it for Windows 11. We made it for creators. We made it for this hybrid world. In essence, we made it for you. Take a look.
Well, we also made it because the hinge in the Surface Book was really unreliable. But here it is.
They're sticking with a hinge, but not the detachment.
Well, right?
right?
That's always going to be it's not
Yeah.
going to detach.
Yeah.
Which honestly solves a lot of problems.
So this is basically aimed. The problem, of course, is you already have a laptop. So this is the pro version of the Surface laptop.
This is a portable workstation.
Wow, RTX 3050 Ti.
Yeah, depends on consumer versus commercial. Look at the base.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah.
So this is H series processors.
Yeah, that really needs Thunderbolt 4 and everything. That's good.
I enjoyed that no one is addressing the we avoided Thunderbolt for 5 years thing for some reason.
Well, it's part of the Evo platform.
We alone.
So this is the Evo one, and I think the Surface Pro 8 is not Evo. Oh, look at that.
No, Surface Pro 8 is.
Oh, I'm liking that. Now it is.
This is a pull forward display, right?
I like that.
HP already makes devices like this.
Yeah.
Acer does, probably others, but this is neat because you can see the angle it gives to the screen.
It's like a mini Surface Studio. I love it.
Yeah, it's really
That's a good use of the screen. That's a great solution.
I agree.
Oh,
because before the thought was like, well, you'll use the screen like a tablet, but no one did that.
Right.
But what if you pull the screen forward, then you can use it like a tablet on the desk that you write on. Actually, people will do that.
Yeah, this is a much better solution.
Yeah, this will be better on a plane even, just for the seat in front of you kind of effect. It's nice. It's weird to me that more companies don't use this design because once you experience it, you're like, oh, this is correct.
Makes sense.
This is better than the other convertible designs.
I hope you love that video. It brings me back to the original Studio, and it really just starts to show you this incredible product. The Surface Laptop Studio.
This thing is far more powerful than Studio when you think about it. H series processors, dedicated graphics.
So they're calling it the Surface Laptop Studio. That's interesting.
In a laptop. And then the creativity of a studio all-in-one. This is a product you put on your desk.
It's not the Surface Book,
and it starts to transform for creatives, professionals. It transforms for developers, gamers, video editors, and that performance, the power, everything you can take out of this device.
This is pretty compelling. Is there anything else in the OEM market that looks like this? I mean,
not in the workstation space. The HP Elite Folio has this design. They also had a Spectre Folio. There's an Acer. I don't remember the brand name of that one, but
let it work with you. Take the power of it. Take the simplicity of it. Take it in any form, and really, what you can get done, what you can create, it's quite immense. Now, it's also gorgeous, which to me, like the details, they really come to life. When you open this product, it's just better if I'm showing you. I gotta show you the product. Chase, can you?
I love how they pretend.
You always said you can move
that
with
this
me.
is spontaneous.
It's so impromptu. Hey, Chase, you weren't actually going to come over here with the machine.
Oh my God, look at that. Well, maybe they are. They're completely break. Oh, he's taking it from the prompter operator.
And then, Bob, can I use your table? Because
he loves doing this. This is what he did to you.
I'm just going to step down here.
Of course.
Is the lighting okay if I come down here?
Yes, it is. You know that, Panos. It was yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't practice this on our teams.
Oh, awesome. By the way, it's awesome back here, and it's so different, right, than being on the stage. It's so interesting. All right, let me, this camera here.
If his daughter comes running out, Daddy,
exactly.
Are you
my
working?
daughter happens to be playing the piano over in the corner. Let's go see how she's doing.
Around you. When you get in, it's unbelievably fast. Instant on, Windows Hello 2.0, just logs you in. 14.4-inch Pixel Sense display.
I love that right there because it's a laptop.
To your eyes and to your work.
I love that.
But it feels
that was the weird thing about Surface Book. That weird tractor trailer hinge thing.
Yeah.
You look at it as a laptop.
I like the base. I think that's a clever way to do the cooling.
So it has to type incredibly well, and I think this is the best keyboard I've put my hands on, and it sounds amazing, it feels amazing, the sound matters, and then the trackpad itself is so precise. It is our first haptic trackpad. Now, I'm going to show you stage mode, but look how easy it is. Like anything, when you pull it towards you, anything you love, you pull it towards you. It's emotional.
Looks like a Surface Pro from the back.
I pull this product towards me.
Yeah, it does.
I get
it gives you that kickstand effect.
Yeah.
I'm in stage mode here. This is a mode where you can now watch a movie, play a game, get on a call,
but you still
and
have the
then
trackpad.
So quickly and so smooth, you just fold it down. I wonder if we can get a shot from up top.
I bet you can.
Look at it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, is there a camera panel?
There's so much that can happen here. So this is when you want to be creative. But look,
I think he was paying attention.
That jib was right there.
I open whiteboard. You can see how fast it is. When I draw, I can
it's like a Stephen Colbert skit. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
And I can get to that precision that I want. And then ultimately I can create, and then at any time, like a normal pen and paper, I can erase and get through it.
That's
I think
a good idea.
this itself kind of brings you into the product in different ways. Then it clicks in.
Computer is beautiful.
And goes underneath.
I really like the idea.
Basically bring it back up
I
to
do
studio mode,
too.
into laptop mode, and you're back
very intrigued by
into the
this.
form that you're so familiar with every day. Thank you for letting me use it. I absolutely love how versatile this device is,
which
and how versatile it can
breaks
be.
the whole notion of this
I have to
being
tell
spontaneous.
you, this product is
He's wearing a different
powerhouse.
shirt.
It's the combination of desktop-level CPU of Intel's 11th Gen quad-core processor and NVIDIA's RTX 3050 Ti GPU. They come together, giving you power needed for whatever you want.
That's pretty high-end.
And it's a laptop.
Yeah,
and
it's
how
not bad.
amazing is that? Laptops are so essential today. They're
And
essential
it's
to how
smart
we
to
work,
say, look, we're going to have to do some cooling for this NVIDIA card, so we're going to create a base that actually does cooling. I think that's
and it looks like it does venting or cooling on the side, which is so smart
it's
too.
coming out the
because
side.
yeah, I mean, all too often you rely. Well, you could pour the heat through the keyboard, or usually at the bottom, and it just gets
not good.
It just gets blocked.
Specifically for Surface and Windows 11. And like our cloud class face tracker, it perfects exposure and lighting for you on video calls, recognizing and enhancing your face in the toughest lighting conditions, no matter what you're wearing. Whether it's a hat, sunglasses, a mask, doesn't matter.
What are you
wearing? What did I just say? When using this camera, you look great, and that matters.
Marvelous.
Our new studio mics are exactly what you need, with advanced echo control and full duplex, ensuring your voice is perfectly crystal clear on every single call you make. Now, even when two people are talking at the same time, or you're in a noisy environment, nothing drops. It's just clear. This entire device, there's so much that comes together on it. I think you're gonna love it. And now let me take a minute and talk to the devs out there. I want to tell you how powerful Surface Laptop Studio can be specifically for you. I mean, this laptop, it can compile code like nobody's business. Our AI dev team created that face tracker. They used the GPU power on this machine to prototype out the neural network. And the results, I mean, they are stunning. When you use it, you will feel it. Microsoft loves developers. We always have. And we want to empower you with the best tools to create, from AI to web to native apps. And with software like Windows 11 and now the hardware like Surface Laptop Studio, there is no limit to what you can do. Nothing, no ceiling. And the best person to share that with you and tell you more about it, one of my favorite devs, Scott. Hey, Scott.
Scott Hanselman?
Hey, friends. During the day at Microsoft, I'm a manager and a programmer, and I work on open-source.net and C#. But at night, I've got a blog and a podcast and a YouTube channel and even a TikTok that I work on. So I'll go from coding and writing specs to recording and editing videos. And I have to multitask pretty much all the time. I just love making stuff. Now this is the first Surface hardware that I've been involved in from the very start.
Sounds like a lot of very similar activities.
It's got a ton of CPU and a ton of RAM because it all saves me time. And of all the laptops that I've used over the years, Laptop Studio is the only one that felt like it could keep up with me. In fact,
I think that include everyone is probably from this disability initiative
working on my podcast
Microsoft's
website.
doing.
I've even got Windows Terminal and the Windows subsystem for Linux. Here I'll go and do a full build of my website. When I got hands-on with this device for the first time, I realized that the Surface team gave me some great features that I didn't really know that I needed. This display is 120 hertz, and it's smoother than any other laptop I've used before. And this glass precision touchpad, it feels great. You know, it's the right size,
20
it's really
hertz
responsive.
is rapidly
People who
becoming
know
a
me,
standard now.
they know that I like to customize things.
I'm curious about the display, though. I don't know that it's adaptive. Have they said that?
No, I don't think so.
I don't. In Windows, you can configure, 60 or 120 if that's what your display supports, but I don't know if it does adaptive refresh rate.
Yeah, certainly smartphones do. They ramp up and down because it's a battery killer.
Yeah,
120 hertz.
Yeah, but that's why it would be nice to have on Surface Pro 8 or Surface Laptop Studio.
Right. For coding, you don't need 120
I think
hertz.
they're hard. I think you hard set them to a refresh rate.
And I can multitask
But I'm not
with more
100%
screen
sure.
space. I'm going to go and dock to my desk here. Look at that. Now that I'm fully docked at my desk, I've got two external 4K displays connected to the Surface dock. Or with this device, I've got Thunderbolt with even more options. Something I love doing when I'm docked is to put the Laptop Studio into stage mode. This way I can make the most of it. It's come closer to me, and it's very natural for me to be coding on my displays and then using my thumb to scroll
I wish
through
you
a
could
web page
detach
that I'm
the
referring
display,
to on
though. Do you have
Laptop
a
Studio.
product that does that?
And even bring over my big keyboard and mouse. Or I can grab my Surface Slim Pen that's been snugly recharging under here. I'm going to undock, because sometimes I don't find inspiration here. I'll find it somewhere else. keeps things separate in my mind. So what I'm going to do is also keep my virtual desktop separate. Right now, I'm in the development desktop, and I'll use a 4-finger swipe to switch over to the video editing desktop. Now, this is perfect. Now we can review the latest cut, and I can talk to someone and maybe make some edits on the fly. Now, I'm going to do something non-typical.
They're so smart
I'm going
to use
video
Scott
with
for
a
this.
pen. I'm going to move the screen down.
He's just such an effortless speaker.
Yeah.
And look, the Windows 11
technical.
UI changes.
But that's
and
the
here
thing,
in
is
Premiere Pro
he's
Beta,
credible.
It changes too. It's aware, it knows. Now I can use the slim head to move the playhead
Nobody's
around.
wearing
It's a really cool way to
smartwatch on
do
this
something that's traditionally done with the mouse.
It's really
now, as I start to
interesting.
wind
It's
down for the
almost
night,
as if they want to say,
so I can have
you know,
some fun. I can take
you
the
really want a
laptop
nice
studio
piece of
anywhere to
jewelry.
game.
I have to say, there's a lot of iPhone users at Microsoft, and I suspect there are a lot of Apple Watch wearers.
I would guess.
Running at 60 frames a second locally on high settings. This is a game
By the way,
changer
the other
product.
thing that's nice about that
fastest
device
Surface I've
is
ever
how
owned.
small the
It's a
bezels
great
are
form
compared to
factor.
the
All
Surface
this
Book.
amazing
That thing had
hardware,
huge
plus
bezels.
Windows 11,
Yeah.
it's a
That looks a
creator's
lot like
dream.
the iPad
I
Air
hope
or
you
the
enjoy
iPad
using
Pro.
the Surface Laptop Studio as much as I do. Thank you very much.
I hope you love everything you saw today. All these products will be available along with Windows 11 starting on October 5th. I'm so pumped. I can't wait for you to get your hands on these. You can go ahead and pre-order
Boy,
today.
he made it at the
Now, it
nick
took
of time, I got to
thousands of
tell you.
people across Windows and Surface.
Remember,
and
he
Microsoft
hinted at a
to
one
pull
more
these
thing type
products together
announcement
for you.
that
They
is
put
maybe
their
something
heart,
they didn't
soul,
tell the
their
press about.
passion into it. These products reflect this team. I'm so grateful for what you do. And we want to thank you. Nothing inspires us more than watching you.
I was going to Microsoft Store, but I accidentally said pumped.com.
Change the world. And here to say a few words, Satya.
Here's Satya. One more
Hey,
thing.
Satya.
Thank you so much.
See, he's the
Panos.
perfect closer.
Yeah.
The
It's better
past
that way.
18 months have reminded us how essential
Although,
the PC
if I were
is to
watching at
work,
home, this is when I'd tune
life,
out.
learning, and connecting. And with Windows 11, we have renewed sense of the role Windows plays in the world. It offers personal agency and real choice to users. It's a stage for the world's creation. It's a platform for platform creators. With each new generation of Windows, we also unlock the next generation of hardware innovation across our entire ecosystem. And with our Surface news today and the new devices many of our OEM partners have announced in recent weeks, we are seeing this come to life once again. For us, Surface has always been a catalyst for innovation across the entire ecosystem. It's pioneered new form factors, inspired new interaction models, and created entirely new categories of devices. And today, we're building on that legacy, advancing the two-in-one category, creating a new laptop category, and reimagining what you can do with two screens. But when it comes to innovation, we must advance both the frontiers of technology and its impact in the world. Technology for technology's sake serves no one. If you're serious about innovation, you must also be serious about accessibility for everyone and the sustainability of our most finite resource, our planet. To create a more accessible future, we need advances that help the more than 1 billion people with disabilities around the globe. It's why we're working to make every device more accessible without ever compromising on form or function. And to create a more sustainable future, we are committed to becoming carbon negative, zero waste, and water positive by 2030. You see this commitment reflected across the value chain, from sourcing of our materials to the packaging. Finally, we believe the cloud and edge AI together will define the future of every application. Take the laptop studio. With the AI models running on the device, combined with the power of Teams, we're able to optimize your voice, your video, no matter your background noise or lighting. These same advancements also apply to applications people use every day to create and connect across our ecosystem. Whether it's reframing videos in Adobe Premiere, creating music with StaffPad, or even reviewing an ultrasound with GE Healthcare's Voluson. This is just the start. I've been using Windows 11 on many of the devices you saw today, and I can't tell you how much of a game changer.
We weren't supposed to use it on production PCs. Did I miss something?
Ultimately, though,
he's an insider.
We build Windows for you, so you have the tools
not wearing
to
a wristwatch
and turn those dreams into reality.
He had to take his Apple Watch off.
To see what each of you will create with these new devices and how together we will shape the next wave of computing for everyone. Thank you all so very much.
Very brisk 47-minute presentation. Good. And not really a one more thing unless you think Satya Nadella is
I thought he hinted at it.
I
guess not. Okay.
I really with you. It implied it. What were the 8 things he mentioned?
Yes. So we have, let me get through these.
Surface Pro 8.
Surface Pro 8. Surface Go 3.
Which they didn't spend a lot of time talking about.
No. Surface Pro X. Surface Pro Slim Pen 2.
Right.
That recyclable mouse, whatever that was called.
The Ocean
Surface
mouse.
Adaptive Kit. Yeah, the Ocean mouse. Let's throw it right in the ocean. What else we got? Surface
Ocean plastic
Laptop
mouse.
Studio.
Yeah.
I wasn't counting.
Well, I feel like you're at 6 now. I think maybe 7 if you include.
I mean, there's bumpers for Surface Duo, Surface Duo 2. We did mention that.
Duo, yeah. There you go.
Some new bumpers. There's some new. There's also a new type cover for Surface Pro.
There you go.
Has
That's
the built-in slot for the pen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of these are accessories, but they're really 4 new computers. As there have been, and there's no Surface Studio replacement as we expected. But there's a Surface.
So the only major
Pro 8.
product that didn't get upgraded was Surface Laptop.
Oh yeah, no laptop.
That came out in the spring, and even though it's kind of a generation behind on the AMD side, I think it's there. So I would say that's acceptable, and obviously the next gen version of that will just catch up probably in the spring. But I think this really.
Yeah.
I think this kind of straightens out the product line in a really big way. The other thing I would say is, Microsoft with Surface, unfortunately, has really pushed new form factors over actual user value for too many years. And I think the neat thing about this is if you look at all the improvements they made, they basically looked at every product and said, how do we bring this thing up to snuff? And a lot of it was, Thunderbolt support, obviously, bigger screen on Surface Pro, better battery life, more modern components. I mean, they kind of course corrected here in a way that I think is important. And it's in many ways like the hardware realization of what they're trying to do with Windows 11, simpler, but better, that kind of,
I also have to point out they're tied, as they always have been, to Intel and Intel's advances. So
there was not a single AMD in there anywhere.
And Intel's Evo platform, which is their latest platform, has Thunderbolt 4. So Microsoft kind of, I think, went along with
this
that.
This is the problem with AMD right now, where you can't get Thunderbolt 4. And you would think because it's basically the USB spec at this point that AMD will get, if it's USB 5 or whatever it is, they'll get it eventually. But that is a weird problem for PC makers right now.
Right. Thunderbolt is an Intel technology. And you also, to me, and I sorry to keep bringing up Apple, but this is why Apple left the Intel stable, is that they didn't want to be tied to Intel's product cycles. And you can very much see that with all of these Surface products, that they are tied directly to the Intel product cycles.
But the good news for companies that are tied to Intel is that Intel is undergoing its own little renaissance right now because they're trying to catch up with what's happening on the ARM side. And I think we're going to see some pretty good innovation from them. I mean, they are literally investing tens of billions of dollars in chip fabrication facilities around the world and in these big little architectures. It may not be the Achilles heel it was there for a few years.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yeah. So. They didn't in any case mention pricing.
Right. So I can tell you what that stuff is if you want.
I'd love to.
Off the top of my head, the Surface Go 3 is not changing. $399 and up. The Surface Duo is not changing, unfortunately. $1499.
Oh, that's too bad.
Surface. Yeah. Oh, one thing they didn't mention is they brought the price down on Surface Pro X. They didn't rev the device at all, but there's a new SKU that only has Wi-Fi, and it's Qualcomm's chipsets are what drives the prices up there. So now you can get a Surface Pro X. It's the same internals from last year, but without cellular connectivity for $899.
And this is their Windows on ARM
that's right.
device.
Yep. Surface Laptop Studio, $16.99, I believe, or $15.99.
Well, that's not a bad starting point, but I'm sure it goes up.
It's not bad. That's not dedicated graphics, though. That's Iris XE graphics, but that's a beautiful machine, certainly. 14.4-inch display.
It's funny. It's the same price, just a little bit more than the Duo. A couple $100 more, you get a computer.
I know, a workstation.
Yeah.
And I believe, I want to say off the top of my head, Surface Pro 8 is $10.99, I think. Which seems a little high, but those tend to come down in price over time. And if you're a commercial customer, you can actually get a Core i3 version, and that's probably less expensive. I'm not sure where that falls. Commercial, it's Windows 10. Windows 11 across the board. Commercial customers can choose Windows 10. There's some graphics card differences between the commercial and consumer versions of Laptop Studio. I think it's an RTX card on the commercial side. Yeah, I don't remember I'm terrible with those kind of brands. And then the peripherals. I don't remember the pricing on any of the peripherals. I don't think the type cover stuff has changed. The pen probably hasn't changed. And I'm not really sure where the adaptive kit lands from a pricing perspective. That doesn't look like it's going to be particularly expensive.
What's new in that pen? Haptic feedback is a nice new feature, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. So there's upgraded internals, a sharper tip, the haptic, as you said, and then with at least Surface Pro 8 and possibly the Laptop Studio, there's a new internal chip that is specifically designed to interact with that pen that gives the experience more of an even more natural kind of pen on paper type feel to it, I guess. I've not experienced it, obviously. I'm just going based on what they said. But Microsoft had done something similar for, again, off the top of my head, I believe it was Surface Pro 4 and possibly maybe Surface Pro 5 or 2017 device. But there was a previous generation version of that designed for the classic Surface pen. Now they're doing something like that for the Slim pen, which seems like it's kind of the new pen going forward. It looked like they were showing that with all the devices.
Yeah.
That carpenter's pencil style.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. I haven't held a flat pencil before, but
I find it a little awkward, frankly.
Yeah. They talked about it being more comfortable. I'm not sure it is. Round seems more natural.
Yeah.
It's more practical. You can stow it away in the keyboard.
Right, which I really like, and that's one of those designs when we started first last year with the Pro X, where it's like, yes, that's beautiful, and it supports that kind of dual use keyboard cover where it can kind of be magnetically up at an angle or laid flat, and when it's up at an angle, it kind of hides the pen well there, and then of course it charges when it's in there, which is nice. Yeah, it's really good.
We will, of course, have more later today during Windows Weekly. Paul Thurrott and Mary Jo Foley in a couple of hours. I think you'll have more time to kind of look over.
What are we going to talk about, though?
I don't know. That'd be a very boring show. You'll have more time to look over the specs, get more details from Microsoft. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Your expertise makes a big difference in our understanding of what they're doing.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Well, and also you're pretty good at the snark, too. Paul Thurrott, Thurrott.com, of course, his book, The Field Guide to Windows 10, soon to be The Field Guide to Windows 11, available at leanpub.com. We'll see you, 2 hours. Thanks, Paul.
Yes, you will.
And that concludes this TWiT News special, Microsoft's Surface event, 8 new products, answering a lot of questions people had about some of them, incremental improvements in all of them, and some actually pretty exciting new stuff. I'm trying to keep my fingers off the Microsoft Store. I'm Leo Laporte. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.